At the end of every month, the market operator determines what is the total amount that is due to all the operators in the industry, as well as the administrative cost, which NERC falls within. So what happens is that he's going to issue and say, okay, this is your revenue, or what you are supposed to earn for the month, based on the total invoices that were issued within the sector. So like I said, the generation companies will issue invoice for what they have generated. They expect payment, but that payment is being coordinated by Embed, Nigerian Bulk Electricity Company. What they do is that they have a responsibility of paying the the generation companies what they have invoiced. Now, because Embed sits as the bulk trader, they will now invoice the distribution companies of their respective charge for energies that they've collected for that month.
So you never had any case of a disagreement with that body as to how much you ought to have been credited with?
No, we know the invoices that have been generated within the system.
That's what I'm saying.
So wherever we have disagreement,
have you had instances of disagreement?
The only instances we have with agreements are in situations whereby we have an invoice and monies that are collected within the system are not the same with the invoice, and we want to know why. And those reasons, because also we know in the industry that we have issues with liquidity. So usually the settlement of those invoices are not 100%. So we always try to verify how much money comes into the system for a particular month and how much have we gotten. So we do reconciliation from time to time. We do reconciliations, sir, from time to time.
We need you to provide us with a record of such reconciliations if you have any. But before I yield the floor, if you look at the last column that we are making reference to, is the input we had from Remita in the course of this investigation. And the Remita came up with a figure of 101 billion naira, 382,815,000 and some kobo as the total value of the revenue that came through them to the NERC. If you compare this, if you contrast this with your own 65 billion 861, you find a difference of almost 26 billion. Yeah, roughly about 36 billion. And it became curious to us on why we should have such a huge gap between the submission made by Remita and the claim of the NERC. So do you have any comment on this?
The only comment I'll make, Mr. Chairman, is that we want to know how the 101 was arrived at, because the documents we are using are also Remita documents. It's based on what we have on Remita. And as you know, Mr. Chairman, Remita is housed in CBN. So we ask them to give us statements and we extract those transactions.
You ask who to give you statements?
No, the statements on Remita.
You access the statement or you ask them to give you statement? You went on the Remita platform to access your portion of this statement, or you?
Okay. Okay, sir. We requested from Remita because we could not access back years. So we had to send a letter requesting from Remita to give us the information we use in extracting this.
When was this request made to Remita?
Shortly when we got your request for this information, because we don't have it, we had to send a letter to Remita.
Okay, but are you aware after then that as a result of the directive of this committee, Remita had given access to all agencies to be able to access this information on their own?
No, sir.
All right, honorable colleagues.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Commissioner, I think if you check your record, there are assets that you dispose. Yeah, the Director of Finance is agreeing to that. What process did you follow to make that disbursement? Did you comply with the process of disposing of government assets?
Yes. As far as I know, what we do when we want to dispose assets is that we write to the Ministry of Works, whereby we get them to come and do evaluation and give us an idea of what the value of the assets are. And then from there, we follow the processes of auctioning them, and we make it available to everybody. That is what I know.
Committee with all the papers,
Okay.
the process you follow for the disposal of government assets, please.
Okay.
I so plead, Mr. Chairman.
All right, but more importantly is to also know whether the records of this, of the proceeds of this disposal of assets form part of the revenue that are captured in what you have submitted to us.
Honorable sir, at a point the federal government, they did not at source any money they see tagged in Remita called disposal of asset. It no longer comes to the commission. It is taken at source. The same way this 50% direct deduction is being done. Yes.
Yeah, but if they took it at sources, you also have
It will be in Remita.
you provide that evidence.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we'll provide it.
We'll provide the
evidence.
documents for any disposal of assets, and then we will also be able to see it,
To answer the second leg of Chairman's question,
which is,
that is it part of your revenue that you declared or not?
it is. What happened is that like he rightly said, we asked Remita to send us details of our accounts, and we did a summary of that. That is all we did. So if there has been changes on Remita, it's now left for us to find out how this 101 was arrived at. Because honestly, we didn't know.
Don't mix the point up. You have confirmed now that the proceeds of those disposal of assets
Yes.
form part of the revenue
it's
captured.
It's paid into Remita or Remita account. But all he's trying to explain is that usually when the Office of the Accountant General sees asset disposal, they do a direct deduction, but it goes to our account first before.
Is that
it
an
goes.
automated thing, Accountant General? Is that an... Use the microphone, madam.
Yes, sir. For statutory revenue lines like disposal of assets, tender fees, and sale of unserviceable items, contractors' registration fees are mapped directly 100% to TSS sub-recurrent account, which is a sub-component of Consolidated Revenue Fund.
Okay, but they still reflect in the balance sheets of the organization.
Yes, it will hit the organization so that they will know that revenue, this type of revenue inflow is in the account. Then it will move automatically to federal government account.
My question, when the commissioner was briefing us the other time, he actually mentioned that they generate revenue from licensing fee and other charges they are getting on yearly basis from the license they have issued. I did not mention how much the particular amount they are charging or they are charging whenever they want to issue all these licenses. I think the honorable committee needed to know what they charge per license. So we know how many companies have they been issuing licenses to per
Yeah, okay.
and what are they getting from them on yearly basis. And also, sir,
Okay.
another question, he actually made mention that they were getting funds from appropriation on yearly basis before, that it was stopped in 2018. If you look at this their remittances, you notice that even after the appropriation was stopped, what they were generating or what they were remitting to the through Remita was higher than when they were not even, was higher than when they were in the appropriation. Maybe you can shed more light on that, sir.
Okay, but on the first one, I think we have asked them to provide us with a list of their
You understand?
streams of revenue and what considered that's on the, so that first one is taken. You want to say something on the other matter?
He's talking about, I mentioned...
Let me call your microphone, please.
I mentioned the fact that we were getting appropriation from the government. That doesn't form part of this. Because
Yes, it does not. Yeah,
it doesn't.
absolutely.
So that's the reason why. And when there was an improvement in our revenues, we were asked, in fact, we applied to continue
To exit.
To exit.
You are
And
very
can
good.
see
You are very
some-
good corporate citizens.
Thank you, sir.
You don't want too much money. Wrap up yourself.
In 2015, you had 846, and the commission charge was 841. Am I right? You had 846 as generated, 142, 086. Exactly, that's what I'm reading.
You didn't put million, just say 46.
Eh? Okay, I'm talking of 2015.
Yes, sir.
And the charges fees was 841,258.89,
Yes.
right? What happened in 2016? While you had 1,831,000,000, then you were only charged 7,000 plus, isn't it? Then the following year, 2017, there was no even charges.
Okay, honorable member, I think what we did was to get our statement from Remita and did an analysis of what was there. We looked at the revenues or what came in and then charges that were there. As a matter of fact, I cannot often be able to even explain what are those charges, really. It's based on the statement we got. So we did that analysis. But I think it's something that we can look further to see whether there were some specific charges that came in the month that will explain the differences in the numbers.
Remita claimed before this honorable committee that they do not take any charges from any agency. That the only charges applicable are taken from the payer.
Correct.
That's a claim of Remita on oath.
Yes.
Yes.
So what
You are saying yes?
Yes.
So why then do you have this amount of money?
Okay, sir. These charges appeared in our Remita sheets. The report they gave to us from Remita, these charges are there. And the format we were given to supply this information state we should show gross revenue,
Yes.
charges,
Yes.
and net. So we have to bring it out from the bulk report.
Okay.
No, I'm coming,
Chair,
please.
Chair, let me.
I'm coming, please, honorable, please be patient. Are you just, was it the time they gave you the report that you were seeing it for the first time that there were charges on your account?
They don't charge our account, sir. They charge whoever is paying the commission. They don't charge us as an agency.
And so why is it a minus then? Why is the charges a minus before creating your net?
The charges could be for our payments, because when we make payments, Remita charges us. So those charges are not charges on revenues, but charges on the payments that the commission makes. I'm sure that's the reason why we have those charges.
Commissioner,
Yes,
please,
sir.
you are under oath.
Yes.
Yeah, you are saying the yes now, but if you get further, you will know why I'm trying to guide you. Whatever you are not sure of, just say, I will find out I'm not sure. Don't be affirmative, sir. Because the indication we got before now is that those are charges on your account charged by Remita. Now, the purpose of those charges will have to be established. And if you say they are charges on payment, we'll ask you to also supply with the records of your payment and know what is the percentage of those charges that Remita is statutorily allowed to do on each of your payments. That will take us on another level. Yes, please, honorable.
Okay, sir. Why I'm asking this question is because you have on the table, you said this is your gross earnings less the charges, and you have the net. And if you look at even the gross and what Remita submitted, it is not, there is difference. Okay, and what parameter, number one, what parameter are they using or you do to arrive at these figures? If you said you are taking it from the statement of account given to you by CBN or whatever, you see 2 billion, that is what was charged. Am I right?
No, 2 million.
2 million was charged, as again, which is not supposed to have been charged to you. So I will want you to establish the reason why these are charged.
Okay.
And if it is done with your knowledge, or if it is not done, why don't you query Remita? I find out from them. Why are they being charged?
It's important the NERC, because that, like I told you, that is the claim of Remita here, and they made it in writing that they do not charge agency for any of the monies they collect on your behalf.
Okay.
And this is a record of revenue,
Yes.
not a record of expenditure.
Yes. I agree, Mr. Chairman. We will go back and look at those fees. But what I'm trying to say is that when the request was made, we were asked to put whatever thing that came in and the charges on our account. And I am very sure that whenever we make processing of payments on our Remita, there are charges that comes to us, and those charges rest in that account. However, I will not be able to confirm whether these charges relates to revenues, honestly. That's
All right.